Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to FTRL. It is season 11 is on the horizon, but for this week we are undergoing our pre-season events again. And here to talk you through all the action is myself, Lee, combined with FTRL Blue Flag Si, and joining us in the comms box for the first time today is FTRL Peteman. Good evening, gentlemen.
Hello.
Good evening, mate. How you doing?
Not bad, not bad. How are we?
Oh, good to be back.
It's good to be back. Seems like a long time ago. Almost 2 weeks since we've done any F1 racing action, and I am excited to get back into it.
Yeah, looking forward to the new season, season 11.
Indeed. Lots of
pre-season friendly.
Well, I'm not sure about friendly, but we shall see. We shall see. So, lots to get through tonight. Lots of changes, of course. It's a new season, which means we've got drivers coming up to F1. We've got drivers who have left F1, drivers who've moved around, and everything in between as well. So let's just start with let's get the menu up first and foremost. Get all the details up for everybody. Let's look at what tyres are going to be on first and foremost. So, we did Bahrain the first race of Season 10, and that provided a spectacular battle between the two Ferraris. Obviously, Zach isn't with us this week. With a bigger pre-season, we are a couple down, but still 16 for the first pre-season event, which is a good turnout from the F1 boys, so plenty of action to be happening on track. So we'll run down sort of the drivers, the new lineups, how everything was selected as we go along, and let's start watching some of the laps. So I'm currently watching LR Deneen, of course, who is our reigning F2 champion. He's up in McLaren alongside Panda. How do we think he's going to get on in the top class, boys?
Yeah, he showed some good turn of speed in F2 last season. Had a very good season-long battle with Joe Burns once he sorted out his early tyre wear issues. Had a couple of punctures early on in the season, but yeah, he recovered from that rather well and went on to win a title. So,
Indeed.
I think that Deneen was, it was rapid. That's where the top four, I think Joe Burns, Deneen, and was it Iceman and T. Smith came off, and I think they all are contenders here to be in the top 10 at least for F1.
Indeed. And saying now, obviously, I only joined FTRL for F1 coverage last season. Maybe caught a couple of the races in the season 9s, but this lineup is very strong in the top tier, which is exactly what we want for F1. Possibly the strongest we've ever had. Si, Peteman, you've probably been around a little bit longer. You've probably seen a couple more seasons of racing. How does this stack up?
Yeah, I mean, looking at some of the names on that list, and obviously there's one or two missing tonight, but F1 is stacked this season. It is ridiculous.
Absolutely, like these guys are all in the. If you look on the time trials for these guys on the PlayStation 4, some of these guys are in the top 10, at least in the top 100 in the world, and some tracks. A brilliant lineup.
So, Deneen just posted a fastest lap, but also just power slided out of the final corner. So it's not going to have done his soft tyres much good. So the first few laps gone in, and we've got a bit of a mix of tyres already. So we've got Deneen and Ravers both running the soft. We've got Aaron and Pagani behind them on the mediums. And then we've got Panda and Tico both running the hards. Joe Burns just ahead of his teammate running medium, with Dutch on the hard. So mix of strategies on the opening laps. What do we think strategy-wise tonight, boys? So last season, the two at the front both ran soft to hard. Are we expecting a bit of a mix here because it's a pre-season event? Are they going to try something different?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe mediums.
Being pre-season, the lobby host might decide he's going to have a laugh and throw some wet weather into the mix, just customise the weather for the race. Have a bit of a laugh, but no.
Mix it up.
I imagine it to be dry. I would think the majority of the guys that qualify top 10 will probably start on the soft. Those outside, it will probably elect to go medium. But yeah, I imagine we'll see pretty much everyone on the hard tyre at the end of this race.
Yeah, I don't think that soft to medium or the other way around is well, it might be possible, but I think probably soft to hard or the reverse of that.
Yeah, I don't think we saw anybody try that strategy last season, did we? Not successfully anyway. We're not needing an extra pit stop. So on board now with Co-Andy. He's on his first lap. He's on the hards. As onto pole position, well, provisional pole position, pops Tom AJ91. So he's one of our new arrivals this year. Does anybody know anything much about him, or is he a bit of an unknown to us all?
I had some limited race experience against him in another league quite some time ago. So the fact that he's, sort of moved on to be top tier pace, just shows how much he's come on in like the 12 months. I mean, even then when I was racing him, he was pretty quick then. So yeah, I imagine him to be mixing it with the guys at the front.
I'm excited to see how he gets on. So let's talk about the lineups and how we came about to the lineups we've got for this season. So what we decided to do was take the top 10 finishers from last season and put them in the cars in order of the constructors as of before the Japanese Grand Prix, I believe it was, in terms of the current actual F1 season. So that meant that Dutch obviously was in the Mercedes, he stayed the same, Zach stayed in the Ferrari, and then we've got Tico in the Red Bull, and so on and so forth. Then what we did is we nominated them as a team captain, and they got to pick one person for their team in each division. So Dutch picked one for F2 and F3, and so on and so forth, and then we busted out the FTRL wheel to decide the second teammates. So that's thrown up some interesting lineups. So obviously reigning champion Dutch Tricks is partnered by F2 runner-up Joe Burns. That's a pretty strong duo. How do we think they're going to stack up this season?
Yeah, I would expect Dutch to be in the mix for the title once again. He'll be looking to defend it successfully this time around. Make it a fourth, but Joe's going to be one to keep an eye on, I think. On his day, if he can keep it clean, he's been in the top tier before, and he was a regular point scorer back then. So I'll see no reason why Mercedes can't challenge for a constructors' title.
Indeed. So obviously you'll notice that we're missing both our Ferraris this evening. That's obviously Zach, and he is partnering F3, who ran in the Red Bull, as Danny just gets a massive power slide out the final corner now as well. And obviously that's slightly hindered his lap time there, as he stays 16th. In the Red Bull then, so Tico, who ran Ferrari last year, finished 3rd overall, and he's partnered by FTRL Oxy, who currently sits on provisional pole. That's quite a strong pairing there in the Red Bulls as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I think well, Tico, what was he? I think he was in 2nd here, so he finished 2nd, just behind Zach in Bahrain last season. It's a great combo. So I think they both will be right up there. I think Tico definitely in the top 3, top 4 in the championship.
Indeed.
I mean, Ox is a former FTRL champion, so
he's definitely no slouch.
I'd say he's got previous form, so he's just got to find that.
Indeed. Then 4th overall, and we've got F1 admin FTRL Panda, and he's obviously already mentioned Elad Danin is his teammate. So Panda qualified 2nd here last season, and obviously then got taken out by his teammate into turn 1. Winner of Baku, and regular front runner. He got a podium obviously in the last race at Brazil as well. How do we think he's going to do this season? Is he going to be really mixing it with those front 3?
I mean, alluding back to the results you've just spoke of, I don't see any reason why Panda can't be at the front. I mean, he just lacked a little bit of luck last season. I think if he gets the luck, then yeah, he could definitely be in the mix. What was he? Was he 4th overall in the end last season?
4th overall last season, yep.
Yeah. So, and again, Panda's won a championship too. So
He said he had quite a bit of a resurgence last season, didn't he? Because I think on the old game he wasn't quite comfortable with F1 2018, but last season he was there. He was right at the front.
He had a multitude of issues on the last game. The most notable of which was his internet connection.
Well, thankfully that seems to be sorted. Speaking of Panda, he is on an outlap, so let's pick him up and see how he's getting on. So behind him was Co-Andy. He finished 5th last season. He's obviously been assigned to Renault, which is obviously a team I'll be following closely, and he's partnered up with Season 9 F2 champion Lennon. How do you think they're going to do? I'd say Co-Andy was one of those who kind of went under the radar a lot last season. He was always picking up solid points. He almost got a podium in Baku, but missed out on penalties. Then did get a podium in, I believe it was Canada. That's sort of one of those drivers who just goes under the radar, picks up solid results, and Lennon on his day can be quick. So hopefully if he can get in the right mindset, I think they could be a strong point scoring team.
Yeah, definitely, and I think Lennon will do well today. He finished 4th in season 10 in this particular race, so I think he's going to be rapid. Where is he now? He's 14th, but he's just in the pits. He should be able to come out and do better than that.
I think,
Lennon very much, it does depend where his head's at on the day. And like you say, Co-Andy, I think that's just his normal thing. He just goes about his business, does it his way, and just flies under the radar. That's Andy.
So who was next? I believe next was Racing Point, which means we're coming to Bran Glover. They're down in 15th currently. And who is his teammate this season? Obviously he's not here at the moment.
He's got LR Betty or Plexits.
Oh, Plexits.
Whichever you prefer.
So Bran, he was 3rd here last season. Started his season strongly. Got a good podium again in Canada. Was quite unlucky last season. I think he got a lot of first lap damage, which probably compromised a lot of his races, so he could have done stronger. And obviously Plexits came back midway through last season and was straight on the pace, so I'm expecting him to be there or thereabouts again once he joins us back for hopefully next week.
Yeah, Plexits narrowly missed out on a title. I think it was season, can't remember if it was 8 or 9. Could well have been 9.
I think he ran Dutch tricks all the way, didn't he, that year?
It took him all the way, and it went down to a decider at the final round.
So definitely no slouch. So expecting big things from the Pink Panthers this season. Up next is our leader in general, Aaron Taylor, who was assigned to Alfa Romeo, and he's partnered by F2 promotee T Smith, currently sat 5th and 6th. Aaron started last season quite well. He had a good qualifying here. Obviously didn't go into turn 1 that well. That got a compromise to race, and obviously then in France. So close to a 1-2 for the team in Baku. But I think he was just generally a very unlucky person last season. Just so much contact and accidents, that most of which weren't his own doing. You can't have that bad luck again, surely.
No, you would think he's used up an entire game's worth of bad luck in one season. So yeah, it can't go any worse than last season.
I don't know. He was quite happy with it. Yeah. He was quite happy to get T Smith as his teammate. I think he was quite happy with that choice.
Yeah, I think he was quite happy with his entire team in the end, wasn't he?
I think he picked well, and he got very lucky with the wheel. Definitely was in his favour, shall we say?
I'm still convinced that was rigged.
definitely had a word with onto the podium about that, didn't he?
Yeah.
There we go.
So
Right.
I'm just having a look in the live chat. Pagani's just mentioned that he's slower than a nun on a bike. Although he's not doing too badly. He's not doing too badly. He's in ninth at the moment, which is pretty decent. So maybe not that slow.
Maybe that one's been chased by the devil.
Yeah.
Right, behind them we've got Raver's Revenge leading the charge in the Toro Rossos, although he's obviously not currently leading the charge in Toro Rossos, as his teammate Tom AJ is in P3. Ravers got pole position at France, a little bit unexpectedly, but obviously much to the delight of much of the FTRL crowd in the stream. How do we think Ravers is going to do this season? He's got good on that pace, but
Yeah, I think Raver's probably going to win the championship this time round. Go. Obviously, I'm a big Ravers fan. Yeah, I think he'll do just fine. It was about mid-table last time, but yeah, I think he's rapid when he can be, and I think that he can do. I think maybe he was 12th in the season last year, but yeah, I think he can really progress this season and go a few better than that.
He's currently being beaten by his new upstart teammates, so there's some motivation for him to find a few extra tenths. And then the final two...
He might want to get used to that.
I know he had some good banter with Ox last season when Ox came up.
Yeah, 12-0 in qualifying.
Ouch. And then the final two teams in the Has, we've got Pagani, obviously who stepped up last season, went through the midfield shake-up, and his teammate eludes me. If one of you would care to enlighten me.
I should know this because Team Has.
Chicken Guy.
Is it Chicken Guy? I should know it because I'm in Team Has in F3.
I can't see him for looking apparently. Yes, he's got Chicken Guy. Obviously, he's come back to FTRL this season. I'm not too familiar with him, but I'm sure you two can probably fill me and the rest of the stream in. What are we expecting Chicken Guy?
Yeah, Chicken Guy, normally very consistent, very clean. He should score points quite regular. Missed last season, so he's returning, so I don't know what he's going to be like on this game, but yeah. And Pagani, he does himself no justice really. I mean, he came up mid-season and got himself a top half finish, so...
Indeed he did.
Yeah.
And that brings us finally to Williams, and we've got FTRL Danny, and who's his teammate this season? Not another one that loses me.
Iceman,
of course, yeah. So Danny, he's quick, but he is one definitely with internet issues last season. I think he got robbed of several very good potential results when lagging out. And obviously Iceman, who took his maiden victory in FTRL at Monaco in possibly the most dominant race I've seen all season. Winning by something about like 40 seconds, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think by the time all the penalties got totted on, it was about 45, 46 seconds.
Some winning margin.
But yeah, he wasn't touched all night.
Yeah, so he drove pretty much the perfect race around the most difficult circuit on the calendar. So when he gets it all hooked up, he's definitely one to watch. Danny, well, he's definitely got pace, so hopefully he'll get to show it a little bit more this season.
Yeah. Well, speaking of getting it all hooked up, Deneen's taken pole with a 26.8 ahead of Aaron on a 27.1.
A couple of guys just coming around to the end of the lap. Lennon jumps up to 13th.
Brown's just finishing as well.
Co-Andy's jumped into third place.
Brown stays 14th.
So looking at that,
that's it.
That's everybody done then. So there we are. Pre-season grid is in place, and LR Deneen continuing where he left off the last season with a pole position.
That's right.
So.
And just looking at those times, his 1:26.8 was pole position, which is about a second and a half quicker than last season's pole position in the first race. So absolutely rapid from all these guys.
Great job, sir. There is our grid for this afternoon. Ella Dunning takes pole in the McLaren ahead of Aaron. We're showing good pace again there in the Alfa Romeo. Co-Andy in third in the Renault with Oxy fourth. Tom AJ91, our new arrival in fifth ahead of Panda with Joe Burns. So the admin's all doing well. They're stacking up in the top 10. Tico qualifying 8th ahead of Ravers with Chicken Guy 10th. Reigning champion Dutch Tricks down in 11th place there. That's not ideal, but he'll get a fresh set of tyres to start with. And Grid's disappeared before I've got through it. Damn you, Grademasters.
It was T. Smith, Lennon. I can't remember who was 15th and 16th.
Danny and was Ravers and Danny? Oh no, Ravers was further up, wasn't he? Okay, we'll call it in a second anyway. Right, so the grid's decided. Those of you in the chat, let's get some podium predictions in, and while we wait for the guys to do it, let's come to you two guys in the comms. Oh yeah, who are we thinking? Who are we fancying tonight then, boys?
I'm going to go for an admin 1, 2, 3.
But
Panda, Co-Andy, and Dutch.
Panda,
Not necessarily in that order, but they'll be on the podium.
Well, Dutch has got a lot of work to do from 11th place. Let's see. Peatman, what are you thinking?
Yeah, well, I think Deneen is so rapid. I think he can just go all the way in first, and then maybe Tico and Dutch so far back, but he's got it in him. So maybe those three.
So he's a bit of an enigma because Dutch obviously missed this race last season, so we don't really know how he gets on around here. But that's by the by. So I'm going to go for Deneen for the win. I'm going to go Ox for second, and I'm going to go Panda for third. So 2 McLarens on the podium. Donzo in the chat's just come in with Panda, Deneen, Tico, and Hammer Time thinks Goy finishing first, second, and third.
I think he might have the wrong night.
Yeah, that's Wednesday night.
I'd say maybe that's his prediction for Wednesday.
Yeah.
We've got Grandad Bob in the chat. Evening, Grandad Bob.
Evening, Bob.
Cheering on Aaron, who's done him proud there up in P2. So let's run down the grid on the outlap. We've got LL Deneen on pole, F2 champion in the McLaren. FTRL Aaron Taylor, league owner in P2. He'll be hoping for a better run this time. Co-Andy in the Renault starting third, with Oxy in fourth in the Red Bull. We've got Tom AJ91 in his first race in FTRL in P5, starting alongside F1 admin Panda. Joe Burns, first race back in F1, starts P7 alongside the Red Bull of Tico. Got Ravers Revenge starting P9 alongside the returning Chicken Guy. Dutch Tricks reigning champion starting in 11 alongside T Smith, with Lennon and Bran sharing row 7 and Pagani and Danny bringing up row 8.
Deneen's gone off on a very fast formation lap. He's already forming up on the grid, and the guys behind him are just coming around the last corner.
Indeed, he's not done a good job of backing that up, so he may have some cold tyres when he gets off the line. And hopefully he will do a little better than he fared here last season, where he got a puncture and lost a potentially good result. So the cars joining the grid now is Aaron, Andy. Zom is Andy Lemon and don't care about third, so really repping the the Team Banana join there. That's what we like. That's what we like. So find a few guys under the grid, and here we go. We're waiting for the lights. There's yellow flag in sector 3 already. We've got 3 lights. We've got 4 lights. We've got 5 lights. And we go. Poor start from Ox. Great start from Aaron. Co-Andy down the middle, thinks better of it. And Aaron leads into turn 1. Deneen trying to go around the outside.
Right at the back.
Very congested mid-pack.
But it's Aaron who gets the whole shot into the lead. And Coandy jumping Deneen, so Deneen getting a poor getaway there and then got hung out to dry on the outside. Drops into third. D. Smith's gone backwards as well, he's down to 15th. They're bumping and boring Danny up to 12th from 16th, so a good start from him. Lennon into 11th, another good move from him. Takes Ravers for 10th position as well.
Oh, there's some carbon fibre gone flying. That looks like...
Ravers is at the moment.
Was it a Toro Rosso end plate I saw?
Yeah, Ravers looks like no. They've got his wing intact still.
Intact. Well,
He's
someone's
missing
lost
some
an
end
end plate.
Oh, I think it is
That's
Bran.
False India, it's
Yeah,
Bran.
it's Bran. Bran's... he doesn't have a look on the first lap. Doesn't have much look there. Danny very wide there. This is battles with T. Smith. He goes down the inside of him into the final corner. Oh, and they both run wide.
Off. Yeah.
T. Smith as well, and Bran takes them both. He dives into the pits.
Dutch is side by side with fellow F1 admin Panda. Down to turn 1.
Gets it done. He's up 4 places already. Panda's now got Tico all over the back of him, and Lennon all over the back of him. As Ox and Tom AJ are side by side. To turn 4. Oh, Ox trying to go around the outside. Oh!
Whoa!
Oh, onto the dirt. No quarter given from the new boy.
Deneen and Coandy very close now. Aaron's taking first, of course.
So big movers and shakers. Dutch tricks up 4 positions on the first lap. Lennon up 3. Ravers Revenge down 4. And Danny and Bran have both stopped after damage on that opening lap. Great battle going on between the sister brands in Red Bull here. Tom AJ 91 and Oxy nose to tail. Panda's not letting Dutch get away, but he's got Tico all over the back of him now as they run down to the final corner. Tico fakes to the inside. Dutch locks a wheel, and that's going to compromise his exit. And the fastest lap. Still demonstrate no DRS yet. The DRS will be enabled this lap, so we will see it as they run up to turn 4 in a second. Nobody making a move just yet. Panda now right back onto the tail of Dutch. He's got a run on him. But they've got DRS. Panda weaves to the inside. Lennon also looking at Tico. Dutch locking a wheel again. Over the curb. Hangs onto it for now. A little bit of bumping and boring.
Oh, there's one off in the background. Lennon's gone.
Yeah.
He's got away with it and dropped a couple of places there. Very easily done through that tight, that fast flowing section. Not done his tyres much good. He's on fresh rubber, so they have not done a qualifying run on his tyres. Ooh, who was that going wide? That was Tico. He's just past Panda.
Yeah, I think Panda had a half spin, and Tico went wide to avoid him.
Missed. And now Panda's got Chicken Guy right under his rear wing. And have the DRS into turn 1. Panda's still got it though from Tico, so it might save him on this lap.
Tom and Ox are still duking it out.
As Ox gets the move done. But now coming back at him. Meanwhile, up front, Coandy has got the magnets on and he's closing in on the back of Aaron.
Just having a quick look at Dutch. He's got the run on Joe at the moment. He's just... well, he's up 4 places already.
Danny apparently lost the back end at some point. I'm quite impressed that he managed to message us that in the middle of the race. Well done.
Well, With Ox and Tom battling, it's allowed Joe, Dutch and the train behind to close up.
Yeah, so Dutch is the lead runner on the medium tyres. The 6 ahead of him are on the softs, so we'll expect them in soon. Dutch is in a strong position at the moment. A bit longer. I want to clear his teammate pretty quickly so he can get on with trying to close down that lead 3. We've got about 2 seconds over Ox at the moment.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that Joe's going to...
Oh, Dutch to the back of Joe.
By.
Oh.
Mercedes teammate's touch. Is that Dutch just giving him the hurry up? He's got to correct that at the final corner, and Joe doesn't fight it. Tico having to defend from Panda behind him as well. Panda around the outside. Goes for a cutback. Doesn't look there, he's going to try and get into turn 4. He's got another run. But didn't have DRS, I noticed. Starts to shake out a little bit. Aaron just starting to open that gap again a little bit to Corandy. Just under a second. Looking comfortable at the minute though.
It's been an instant
Chicken guy. Oh, is that T. Smith?
Yeah.
Chicken guy, Panda.
Chicken guy went
Oh,
off, yeah.
contact as Lennon bumps into Chicken guy.
Yeah.
Oh, we know he's hit T. Smith.
His end plate's going everywhere. I think Raver's going to try and capitalise here on Chicken Guy going wide.
I think Chicken Guy's just...
And he does.
Lost his head a little bit there. Damaged both sides of his wing now, so he'll be stopping. He was very wide out on the exit there. T. Smith getting damaged now. His wing looks to be okay. As Dutch... Tom AJ's in the pits. Tom AJ pitting very early. They've done on lap 5.
I was just going to say, I would imagine Dutch to start making some serious inroads to the guys in front now, because it's going to be about that time where that soft tyre starts to drop off.
Yeah, I think we saw between lap 7 and 9 last season for the soft tyre runners, for those who can keep their tyres intact.
Going past Joe to turn 4.
And Joe coming back at him though. He's not going to go down without a fight. Which we saw a lot from Joe last season. He had to fight through quite a bit. He really struggled with qualifying the second half of last season. We saw a lot of spirited drives through the field to get solid results. Qualified a little bit better today. Currently running in P7 as his teammate now just starting to get up the road a little bit. He's down to the back of Ox in the other Red Bull. So we've got Red Bull versus Mercedes.
Yeah, I think we'll see quite a bit of Red Bull versus Mercedes in the coming season.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Dutch very wide there. And continuing to lead the race. Coandy just half a second back. We know Coandy is very good on his tyres, so he could definitely run a little bit longer here. And going defensive down start finish straight. Bram picks up the first penalty of pre-season.
Dutch going past Ox into turn 1. Ox is hanging it in there for turn 2.
Oh no, quarter given.
There.
One current, one former champion, still side by side. Ox trying to cling on around the outside. Oh, bit of wheel banging. Both off the circuit. Oh,
Dutch is going round.
Oh, they've locked together. And Dutch now goes round. That was a little bit messy. Oh, Pagani there, just threading the eye of the needle. As he picks his way through. So that's Dutch down to P12. As Pagani returns from a trip to Narnia. I think Pagani got the
Ravers up a couple of places there after that.
Up into the top 10. Ox dropped to 7th after that little contact, and now he's got Lennon right on his tail. And T. Smith right behind him. So, yeah, I know it's pre-season, but they're fighting for every
Tempers are
position.
flaring.
They're fighting for every position already. Co-Andy now right on the back of Aaron as they head into the final corner. Is he going to look to make a move?
That's just the thing. Once those competitive juices start flowing,
I think we're going to see a change for the lead here. Co-Andy's got a good run to the outside with the DRS. Nothing Aaron can do about that. As Deneen pits from P3. Co-Andy takes the lead of the race. Go on, T-Banana. So Tico up to third.
Pagani and Raver side by side at the moment. Just coming up to turn 4.
Going around
Pagani
the outside.
outbreaks him.
It's a good move there. I think they're definitely the crossover point for those soft tyres. Raver's there on the softs, just starting to go backwards a little bit now. We'll place the Dutch who's starting to recover. Bit of a slide there as he gets on the power.
yeah, well, Deneen pitted last time round, went on to the hard, so he'll be looking to go to the end.
We've also got another admin battle for P4. Joe Burns has now got Panda right under his rear wing. So they go through Bendel bottleneck.
Oh, Joe's run
Joe's
wide.
very wide. Panda up the inside of him.
Yeah, Panda won't need a second invitation to that party.
Gets the move done. That's Aaron pits from P2. Co-Andy carrying on though, so Co-Andy very good at nursing his tyres. I think we saw him do some long stints on soft tyres last season.
Because they didn't do 19 or 20 laps at the final round in Brazil.
Yeah,
With sort of
he
soft
definitely
tyres.
went a long way on soft tyres. More than most could manage. Now, interestingly, Tom AJ19 has come out on the medium tyre, which means that he is probably going to have to stop again.
FTRL's resident stat man onto the podium, evening Connor, has just popped up in the chat and said both Andy and Aaron going for their first unofficial wins in FTRL.
Does he mean F1?
In sector 1. He could mean F1, yeah. Got a slow Bran in sector 1.
So he's dropped away quite a lot from Danny, and they were running together earlier on, so I think he must have had another off at some point.
Danny just took Ravers, he went wide. His brand new hards might not be up to heat yet.
So switch on as Co-Andy pits from the lead. And that propels Tico back into the lead of the race. Panda into second, and Joe Burns now running third. Joe Burns now going an extra lap on his soft tyres. He will be the last of the soft runners to stop, so some great tyre management there from Joe. Pagani picks up the penalty. Co-Andy just drops right into the middle of the battle between Tom, AJ and Aaron, so Co-Andy has just cleared Aaron for his pit stop. Aaron trying to look up the inside to turn 4. Co-Andy still trying to get his tyres up to temperature. I think he's fended off Aaron for now. Just have to follow him through this next section.
Yeah, I believe that Tom, AJ may be two stopping this.
So we do well to do. Looking at, he's got 4 laps on his tyres already. 23 laps on a set of mediums. No, I don't think so. Unless he has got some supreme tyre management skills.
That's
in
the
the
other
lead.
interesting thing about pre-season races is some of these guys would have never raced together, so it's a chance to
Race leader
find
pits.
out what they're sort of.
Yeah, Joe Burns is coming in.
So Pico pitting as well, so Pico on the mediums, stopping on the same lap as Joe Burns on the softs. So going to the hards. So Tico burns his
Tico
tyres
gonna
up.
try and get an undercut on Panda.
Aaron Lucky got the inside of Cohen in turn 1, but Cohen just fending him off. And they've got about a second back to Deneen, so the top 3, once everything shakes out, just about in the same order as they were. Now we've got Panda leading the race in the other McLaren. He's got a nice healthy 6.7 second gap back to T. Smith in second, with Dutch recovering up to third. Pagani just quietly going under the radar in P5. Andy and Aaron seems to be the closest battle we've got at the minute. They're just spreading out a little bit at the moment. So they've still got a few guys, the top 5 yet, sorry, the top 4 yet to stop. So Tom AJ has already stopped once. That's Dutch Tricks pits
Dutch
from
is in.
P3. Yeah. So the medium tyres not going as long as maybe as expected. Especially considering Dutch started on a fresh set. And then faking to the inside of Coandy. Oh, now he's run deep. And that's got Danina right onto his tail. So that's a little mistake there from Aaron. Still got the DRS there, that might help him just fend off Deneen into turn 4. Deneen thinks about it, stays where he is for now. These 3 running nose to tail and should come back out into the lead once those ahead of them make their first stops. Panda, T. Smith and Pagani. Your top 3. Yellow flag. Oh, Ox has gone.
We've lost Ox.
Where has he gone off? Looks like he's lost it coming down the hill there. Into that right-hander. I think he's off on the left-hand side.
Yeah, he's on the left, yeah.
So
He's dropped it on that curb on the right.
Yep.
Panda's
So
coming in. Panda's in the pits.
the race leader pits. T. Smith behind him, also coming in.
Hits.
And Pagani carries on.
Carries on.
Goes straight through, yeah.
So Pagani inherits the lead of the race. Nice shot there in the background, you see.
AJ goes through as well. I think he stopped, I think.
Aaron to the inside of Coandy. Sees him coming, gives him room, and Aaron retakes the position. Now Deneen on the attack of Coandy as well. Coandy could lose 2 places here. Wheel to wheel into turn 4.
Yeah,
Gives him a little bit of room, but he's done. Oh, Coandy. So close to the back of Deneen there.
Yeah, I think there was contact, but they got away with it.
Doesn't look like he's got any damage. So, a lucky escape there. Right under the rear wing of Deneen there. And just behind them, that Red Bull is starting to creep into contention. CK now just 1.5 seconds back. He's on slightly fresher tyres than those ahead of him, which could come into
Bit
play
further
at the
down,
end of the
T.
race.
Smith has season 10 champion for company.
And Pagani stays out.
Still a bit wide there, just getting his tyres up to temperature still. Danny picks up a penalty. So as we come to the midway point of the pre-season race, it is FTRL Pagani who leads, still yet to make his first stop, and has. Second place is our new recruit Tom AJ91 in the first of the Toro Rossos. Behind him would be the erstwhile race leaders. Once everything shakes out, we've got Aaron Deneen and Co-Andy nose to tail, 3rd, 4th and 5th. Tico in the lead, Red Bull in 6th, ahead of the second McLaren of Panda in 7th. The 2 Mercedes running 8th and 9th, with T Smith rounding out the top 10. Bram pits from 15th. Is he going to go onto a softer compounded tyre? Back out on the hards by the look of it, so I wonder if he's had another off.
So we'll just be watching Pagani for a bit. I think he's suffering on these old mediums. He may well come in now, and he is.
He is, yeah, well called. So Pagani's got to half distance on those medium tyres. They switch to the hards. Danny sets the fastest lap of the race, indeed he is. Oh, Danny has lagged out of the session.
Yeah, there's that famous internet connection doing its business.
Meanwhile, Dutch Tricks on the move, he sets the fastest lap of the race. It's the fuel low starting to come down now. Still got 3 seconds to close up onto his teammate, who runs in P7, and then there's 5 seconds in front of him to Panda. But Tico and Panda aren't really making the headway on Aaron, Deneen and Co-Andy at the moment. That gap hovering at about 1.8 seconds. So these 3 just kind of working together at this stage just to keep themselves out front. Showing good pace. There's good pace from Aaron, good pace from Deneen, there's good pace from Co-Andy.
They don't want to start fighting too hard, otherwise the likes of Tico and Panda will be on the back of them before they know it.
They are also now quite quickly closing down on Tom AJ91. Medium, should think his tyres should pass the best.
Say, we've seen those mediums weren't going as far as we thought they would in most cases, so should be seeing Tom pit fairly soon.
And he's got a run on Aaron here. As his teammate says the fastest lap to the outside and defends the inside. But Deneen swoops around and gets the overtake done. And trying to get a run up the hill into turn 4. DRS pops open. Co-Andy's interested as well. Can't make the move. And that is Deneen back up into P2.
Yeah, nice move that from Deneen. You enjoyed watching that one back.
So after his long first stint, Pagani's back out in 11th place, about 30 seconds behind Lennon in the second Renault, who currently holds P10. Oh, Aaron's gone deep there.
Aaron's gone deep into 10.
And that's going to give Co-Andy a run. And Tico is now within a second of the back of Co-Andy as well, so that little squabble that they had in the first couple of corners has brought Tico into play now, so we're going to have a 4-car battle. Panda also now just outside of DRS range, and just at the fastest lap of the race. He's coming as well. We're going to have 5 for the lead shortly. Has Deneen seen this, and is he getting the move on to try and break away? And overtake mode, and trying to come back at Deneen. Deneen's defending. And just too far back this time though. Tico is definitely there. So Tico has arrived. We've now got a 4-car train for P2. Coandy looking up the inside of
Coandy
Aaron.
might
He's got a good run there to the inside.
I think he might get him.
Just squeezes him out, gives him room, but he's got it done.
Yeah.
That's a good pass there by Andy.
And Tico's right behind him as well.
So Aaron going from second to fourth. Let's go to the lap. That might be the end of his paint. Okay, Andy this time wide now, and now Aaron's got to run. Coming out on the curb. Tico might fancy this as well.
Oh, he's close.
Thinks better of it there. That's probably not a place you want to be sticking your nose in.
Yep, this is allowing Panda to latch onto the back and get within DRS range.
Deneen, who's got clear air, not getting away. So despite the squabbling, he's not pulling away. He's not broken the DRS. I think he's probably far enough ahead that he's safe into turn one. He has got a very good run out of the final corner. So he could be interested into turn one. They snake along straight, looks to the insides. Tico is going for it on Coan. Oh! There's a wing.
Contact.
I saw end plate.
Was that Aaron's wing? I think that may have been Aaron's wing. He's gone past Deneen.
It was.
Oh no. Oh!
Yep, left end plate's gone.
Tico up the inside of Deneen and Coandy, who's run wide. Panda's through. Deneen fights back at Tico. Tico having to defend. And suddenly it's got a little bit feisty. That's heartbreaking for Aaron. There's been such a good race. Is he going to have to stop, or is he going to try and battle on? I think at this stage surely you've just got to pit, ball on some soft tyres and see what you can do. Or is he going to try and persist? So we'll find out shortly as they come to the end of the lap.
I think AJ might have to pit. He's suffering on these mediums.
Suddenly, having been on the fringes in fourth, not quite closing up, Tico.
And he is coming in. AJ is coming in.
So Tico could be about to inherit the lead. Aaron's continuing for another lap. But Tico's got a run on here with DRS. He's to the inside. Deneen's thinking about it as well. But Tico takes the lead of the race. Oh, Deneen's thought about a very late move into turn one. But backed out of it. And what's happened to Kevin? Andy's in the pits as well, so did he pick up damage in that little altercation to turn 4? So unfortunately looks like that's the case. He's out on the medium tyres. So he's down to 13th. Mercedes pairing up closed up together now. Dutch right onto the back of Joe, and he's brought T. Smith with him as well in the second alpha. Back to this battle for the lead. Aaron holding on with that wing damage, but he's got the McLarens now swarming all over the back of him. And they're just keeping a watching brief, but I think he's got a good run now on Deneen.
Yeah, we've got Tico starting to stretch away out front.
I think they can see him getting away. I think they want to clear Aaron and get after him. What does Aaron do? Does he carry on? He's going to carry on. But I think Deneen's going to get him here, and I think Panda might get him as well. We've got a yellow flag set to 3.
Tom and AJ and Pagani are having a moment. Oh, he just got him.
Aaron fending
10th
off.
place.
Aaron
Yeah,
fends
Aaron's
off Deneen.
on.
And he's coming again.
Aaron
And
gets
Panda,
the-
oh, it's 3
here
wide.
comes Panda, 3 wide.
Deneen thinks Panda. Oh,
Oh,
contact between Aaron and Panda.
Aaron's
round. Oh, teammates last season in contact at turn 1. Not teammates this season, but contact at turn 4. Aaron's gone around.
I I just think being 3 wide there from where Aaron was turning in from, he wouldn't have probably seen Panda there.
I think he would have seen Deneen. I don't think he knew Panda was
He'd
up the
have
inside.
Yeah.
As he's turned in, Panda's suddenly there. Thankfully, Deneen saw it coming and backed out. But that has let Panda through into P2. So now McLaren's running second and third. Can they do anything about our race leader? She's now got 2.8 seconds. All that squabbling and that little accident has really opened that gap up for the leader. And we've got 2 by 2, so we've got 2 McLaren second and third, 2 Mercedes fourth and fifth, and 2 Alfa Romeos sixth and seventh. Oh, Pagani's retired.
That
has he lost it at Bendel?
The Bendel bottleneck.
Oh dear. The first victim.
Yeah.
Carbon fibre on the inside.
Joe Burns to take fourth.
So TK now leads by 2.5 seconds over the McLaren pairing of Panda and Deneen, second and third. Dutch up into P4 ahead of his teammate. And 2 Mercs running fourth and fifth, with the Alfa Romeos in sixth and seventh. T. Smith's ahead of his teammate now after that spin for Aaron. Lennon just quietly going about his business. He's starting to close in on Aaron now in P8 in the lead Renault. Chicken Guy after his earlier wing damage, recovering to P9. And Tom AJ91 in P10 after his second stop. So the main battle looks to be between the 2 McLarens and the 2 Mercedes. So Panda now starting to bring down that gap to Tico. He's taken about half a second out of him on this lap. So it's down to 2 seconds, so this race isn't necessarily over. So what can they do about it? Panda continuing to close, now it's 1.7 seconds. So another 3/10 out Tico in this first sector of the lap. Tico low on ERS, he's starting to build back up again now. There's Deneen. Deneen is somebody who always seems to run quite high ERS and then has none. He's He might have got away with it last season in F2. I think he's going to need to be a bit more savvy with it in F1. Danny's ghost car pits from 13th.
Oh, Ravers.
Oh, Ravers has gone.
Out.
I think he's retired in pit lane.
So end of the race for Ravers Revenge. His teammate currently sitting P10, so there would have been points on the board if there was a point scoring event.
Yeah, Panda definitely charging.
He is indeed, down to 1.3, so another 4/10 out of Tico on the rest of that lap. Ravers ghost car rolls out of pit lane. Down to 1.2 seconds now, so Panda is definitely coming. This race
Yeah, he's
is
got the freshest tyres out of everybody, hasn't he? 10 laps only on those hards.
Extra
I
grip,
think there might be some bamboo in the back of Tico's car he's trying to get to.
I think somebody told him it was a red bamboo, not a Red Bull.
Whatever works for him.
Aaron is pitting to get a new nose. He's come out on the soft tyres, so can he charge up and catch the back of Co-Andy for 10th place before the finish? So gutted for those two. They had such a strong race, now down in 10th and 11th places. Panda's now within DRS range, so he is flying onto the back of Tico here. Is Tico just managing his race? Equal ERS. To me, just keeping a watching brief. He's 1.5 seconds back in third. So he's out of DRS range, but anything that goes on between these two, and he's going to be right back in this fight. Does have the oldest tyres though, as we mentioned, those 15 laps old. Panda's only 11, Tico's 13. And we have a battle for the lead again. Panda is there. Behind the top three, Dutch is now about 2 seconds clear of his teammate in fourth, but 7 seconds off the back of this top three, so unless something happens, we won't be seeing Dutch on the podium this evening. T. Smith in his first F1 race is P6, the lead Alfa Romeo. Lennon in the Renault behind him in P7, Chicken Guy 8th, Tom AJ 91 in 9th, and Co-Andy back into the what would be the point scoring position in 10th place. So DRS open for Panda. Does he think about it? I think he's just going to close up down this straight. So now the chess game begins, because not always is it best to be leading around here.
So now Panda's there, he could just start banking the ERS and just wait for the closing laps.
A little bit of 4 here, so he's definitely trying to keep up. Tico only in 2. Both on 40% at the moment, so I think he fancies this. Both in 4 down the start finish straight. And there's closing. Looks to the inside, but it's just a fake for now.
Oh, goes wide a bit, Tico.
Tico wide there. That did just spook him a little bit, and now Panda's got a great run up in turn 4, defending. Oh,
chance.
To the outside. And we've seen this go wrong a couple of times tonight. Don't stick your nose in there, Panda. Thinks better of it. And it is as you were for now, but Panda is signalling his intent so far. I don't think he was looking to make a move into turn 1 there, but I think he just spooked Tico a little bit, and that's almost a presented opportunity to go for it into turn 4. So Tico though with a very strong defence to the inside. Probably not close enough to go into this left-hander. Just use it to close up again. Dropped his ERS down to 1 now. And both of them have in fact, so they're both banking a little bit at this stage of the lap. Deneen starting to fall away a little bit now in third as well. I think his tyres have probably passed their best. An earlier stop. But he's currently 6.5 seconds ahead of Dutch, so if he just carries on, he should bank a podium position. Now, here we go again. Does Panda make a move this time? Tico defending the inside. Panda to the outside. Tico squeezes. They bump wheels there.
Oh.
Goes for the switchback. Run up to turn 4. The DRS again. Tico defending early. Panda swoops outside. Tico comes with him. I don't think that was a I think Panda's just waiting at the moment. These two now running nose to tail. On the field, Aaron just at the fastest lap of the race on his soft tyres. Still got 10 seconds to make up to Co-Andy, so it doesn't look like he'll be able to close the gap for a top 10 finish. Just so disappointing after the strong run he was having here early on with Co-Andy and Deneen. That was a great battle for the lead. But all 3 of those have fallen by the wayside, and now we're left with Tico and Panda battling it out. Oh, Panda on the curve there, getting a little bit squirrely on the power. Also only got 8% ERS at the moment, so he's really drained the battery on this lap. Tico's Going for he's on 4. Panda on 4 as well. Panda's too far back this time. Tico doesn't defend. Now 4 seconds off the back in 3rd place, so I think his tyres... I think he wants to avoid a repeat of last season where he got a puncture, so I think he's just nursing the car back now. Still got 5
Tico
seconds.
just locked up there a little bit at turn 4, a little bit of a lock up.
Panda's interested. So close down to that downhill braking zone. But clean racing, that is no contact, this is why they are the best we've got. And that's why they're in our top division. He could defend straight out the corner there, so I think he got a poor run. And Panda goes for a late move. He's up the inside, he's done him. So Panda hits the front. Oh, Tico into the back of him there. So Panda decides to hit the lead. Now we saw last season in F2 when Joe Burns and Pagani were battling. Having been swapping positions down the start finishing straight for numerous laps, Joe Burns literally put the afterburners on the last lap and held him off. So is Panda thinking the same thing here? That's Tico. Back into the lead. As we start the penultimate laps, with just 2 to go now.
Yeah, Tico just with that slight ERS advantage.
Panda thought about switching. Again, another lock up there from Tico. A little bit wide. Panda thinks about sticking his nose in, but drops back in. So much tighter line there through the left-hander. On the wrong side to try and make a move into the right-hander. So we come over the hill, dropping down to this left-hand braking zone. Very easy to lock up here, Panda. Oh, big slide there. Let's just open the gap up a little bit. The DRS should bring him right back onto the tail though. We're about to have ourselves a last lap shootout. Deneen now back 7 seconds in 3rd place. He's really dropped off here, and Dutch and still 3 seconds back. He's probably got enough in hand, but he needs to just keep an eye on that gap. Else Dutch will have the final stop of the podium. Oh, I thought for a second there. I thought for a second he was going to let him through, but I think he realised he'd missed the DRS line. Now, Tico got a better run of that corner, and he might have enough in hand here. Into turn 1, we've got... Oh, I think Chicken Guy's had an issue. We've got a sector yellow flag in sector 2-3. Kalandi's just gone past him. Now can Panda get a run here up into turn 4? DRS is open. Tico defends the inside. Panda to the outside. Bit of
Dutch is
oversteer there.
catching Deneen rapidly at the moment.
And it's down to 1.1 seconds.
Yeah.
And then we're watching this battle for the lead as they go through Danny's ghost car. 0.6 of a second, the battle for 3rd now as well. He's there. Does Deneen have an issue? Pan's got a good run out of that corner. I don't think he's close enough, or is he? Feigns to the inside. Tico holds him off. Behind him, Dutch and Deneen side by side as well. Deneen's just got enough run out of that corner. Hold him off. Here we go then, 1 corner to go. Tico defends the inside. As Dutch takes 3rd. From Deneen on the last lap. Can Panda get a run? He's not going to make it, and Tico is your winner. Oh, Deneen's run off. Has Deneen got a puncture? Deneen, I think he's got left rear puncture. Oh, it's happened again.
Oh dear.
It's happened again.
Oh no. Lennon comes through to take 6th.
Right at the end.
Right at the end, as in F2 last season. Deneen. Oh, Deneen. Oh no. Tom AJ comes home in 8th place. Co Andy will be 9th. Aaron will recover 10th position. I think Chicken Guy's had an issue on the last lap. He's dropped back as well. In fact, he's going slow. I think Chicken Guy's got a puncher as well. He has. He's got a right rear puncher.
Yeah, he's done
crabbing horribly.
24 laps on that tyre once he crosses the line.
Oh dear, that car's really loud. The car looks like a handful. Oh, and there he goes. Don't go in the pits. Don't go in the pits. There you go. Crosses the line for P11, and the final finisher will be Bran in the Racing Point. Is he going for fastest lap at the end here? Just put some soft tyres on, and he gets it at the end there as well. So, drama on the final lap, but it is Tico who reigns supreme for the Red Bull. Fantastic battle with Panda at the end there. He finishes P2, and Dutch Tricks comes through to snatch P3 on the final lap as LR Deneen, unfortunately again, suffering with a puncture. So, there we have it. Pre-season race under the belts, and it is Tico, Panda and Dutch, your podium finishers.
Sign of things to come, maybe?
Perhaps, but don't forget, obviously we've got Zach to come back into the equation, and I expect him to be there or thereabouts with these three. Podiums. Right, I will let the run down while I go do the invites. Where are you, Panda? Why are you not showing on my friends list? I'll be on my friends list for some reason. Why isn't he not showing up? Okay, thank you. So, there we have it. First race under the belt. Plenty of action again. Some unexpected people running at the front. But yeah, I think that made for a very interesting race there. So it's good to see.
Hey.
Good evening, Tico.
Good evening.
Just waiting for Panda and Dutch to join us.
Yeah.
And there we go. So everybody's in. So first off, congratulations, gentlemen, on your podium finish for this evening. We'll come to you first. And Tico, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Was that sort of laying to bed the demons from race 1, season 10 last season when you got pipped on the last lap by your teammate?
Sorry, I was listening.
Does that kind of lay the demons to rest from last season where you got pipped by your teammates here and obviously finished second after running first and second the whole race? There was some great overtakes then, and again saw exactly the same tonight. Some great battles there with Panda.
Yeah, I knew from that race the soft tires were the worst tires to start on, so yeah, I did go for the mediums, and yeah, it worked out.
Indeed. So, talking, I say you qualified sort of middle of the pack this time. Ran a bit longer. Obviously, last year, obviously, like you said, you ran the softs. There was obviously a bit of a scuffle going on between Aaron and the two McLarens, which kind of gave you about 2-second gap there, and you kind of pulled away, and we thought, oh, he's going to clear off at this point. But then Panda really got his magnets on and closed you back in again. Were you just kind of saving tyres, or were you kind of on the limits and he was just a bit quicker than you? Were you?
No, Panda was a lot quicker than me. I wasn't saving anything. I saw him closing in by like 4 tenths a lap, so I had to push all the way. And yeah, luckily I could held him behind me.
Indeed, yeah, we saw there at the start of the penultimate lap, you sort of moved to the inside at the final corner, and it looked like you kind of waited up for him. Were you trying to let him through so you'd have the run down the straight, or was that just a defensive move to block the overtake?
No. He was 1.5 tenths behind me, and I knew he was 100% going to overtake me. So I was going to the right side and braked, so I get a DRS. But Panda braked as well. So I thought, no, it's over. But he had a bad exit, and yeah, luckily I could stay in front of him.
So you finished P3 overall last season. Obviously you're now in the Red Bull, so you're not teammating with Zach this time. So although I don't think there were much in the way of team orders last season between you two. What are your aspirations for this season?
Yeah, I'm going for the first place, of course, for the championship. Yeah, I had a lot of bad luck. The season before, season 10. Yeah, I think I can go for the win, and but if Panda keeps up this pace, it will be very difficult to beat him.
Indeed, you will. So, how does the calendar look for you? Are they circuits you enjoy? Are there a couple any that you're not looking forward to? How do you think the calendar's looking for you and your aspirations?
Let's have a look. Britain first race. That's one of my favorites, so will be good, I think. But yeah, Brazil, ABS is so overpowered there, so I don't think I will win there. Yeah, and China, I hate the track. So some good and bad tracks.
Bit of a mixed bag then. Well, you've obviously started in the perfect fashion, the perfect warm-up, so yeah, good luck for next week.
Thank you.
We've got a Panda on the podium in P2. Hello. Instant packed race for you. Saw one or two little moments early on, but you recovered from them to come home in P2. Just talk us through that little race from your end.
Yeah, I mean, qualifying was obviously pretty good, being the highest placed medium winner. Got Mr. Joe Burns did me at the start, cheeky little man. But yeah, then as I said, it kept sort of half spinning, which was interesting. It didn't fully spin, there were lots of half spins. But yeah, sort of sorted myself out after that. And then I think I might have hit Aaron, but maybe. I apologise, Aaron.
I think
but then,
from what we saw, Aaron went to the outside, Deneen in the middle, you went to the very inside. I think Deneen backed out of it, and I think Aaron probably didn't see you on the inside of the corner as he turned in, and obviously there was some contact there.
Yeah, there was a bit, but I mean, it's not like Aaron he never hit me, so we even know. But,
no remorse then.
I saw Tico was a bit further ahead, so I tried to catch him up, and well, in the end, good battles. So we tried to get DRS on the penultimate lap. I found out what he was doing, got so distracted, got a terrible exit, and he just sort of disappeared a bit. Really, it was a bit unfortunate, but yeah, not bad at all.
Yeah, well, that's the is that the sort of thing we can look forward to from you this season, if a bit of luck comes your way?
I mean, it has always been a bit sort of specialised to Bahrain, must be said. So maybe, I guess maybe.
Well, you ended up P4 overall last season. Do you feel you could go any better than that this season, or do you think maybe that's about where where you are on the current grid.
I think when you look at the likes of, obviously Tico, Dutch, Plexus and Zach, it is quite hard to outpace them throughout the season, I think. So I think fourth was probably a fair reflection of where I was last season, so probably around there again, I imagine.
And Britain next week, thoughts heading into that?
I'm not very good around there. I do lots of spinning in mountain buckets. So yeah, not looking forward to that one.
Well, we'll see if we can get a carousel or something installed in there for you.
I'd liven it up a bit.
Yeah. Right, mate, well done on P2, and good luck for the coming season.
Cheers.
Okay, and over to Dutch in P3. Well done, mate.
Thank you.
Qualified 11th, and then made your way up through the pack, and then about halfway through I think you returned. Do you want to run us through that?
Yeah, bad qualifying. Was 7th when I finished my lap, or 6th I think. Then I thought, just hoping everyone would have improved, that it would have been P11, and that happened luckily, so was happy with that side of the qualifying, that I could start on fresh tires. And then made my way through on lap 1 I think, made a couple of positions, until I had an accident with Oxox, and don't know exactly what happened, but we were stuck in each other or something. I don't know if he kept the throttle on or so. Then tires were dead. Had to come back again. Had to do the overcut 1 lap on Joseph, because he pitted and I wanted to pit, but it couldn't happen. After that, I think a good recovery drive to P3 in the end.
That's right, and so a killer drive really from 11th place, qualifying into 3rd. Brilliant. So we've got Silverstone up in the first race next week. How are you going to fare in that, do you think?
I think would be possible to win again, just like normal races I think. But I probably need some more practice, because I haven't touched the game since the last race, so need to get back up to speed more, because what happened in qualifying can't be done in the normal races in the season I think.
Cool, so we've obviously got Silverstone and Russia after that. Is there any good tracks for you coming up in those 12, or ones you don't like?
I think always are possible to win. I don't really hate that track or so, but don't know exactly what the
Brazil.
What the tracks are. Just let me have a look. Brazil is one of my worst tracks, and I think China and Abu Dhabi as well. Don't really like those, but I think the other one are I'm able to win those races. So.
Cool. Well, good luck, mate. Season 11, I'm sure you do very well.
Thank you.
Indeed, so there we are. The F1 pre-season race is done and dusted, which means that obviously now the thing starts for real next week. So Monday, 8 o'clock next week, season 11 starts proper. But that's not the end of the action this week, because we've still got F2 and F3 to come. So tomorrow evening we've got the F2 race from Canada, and on Wednesday we've got F3 boys tearing it up around Monza, so be sure to join us for that. But in the meantime, from myself, from Si, from Peteman, good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.